Hey guys, it is April from Getting Hugga With It. Today I wanted to talk to you about the books that I have not been able to finish this year so far. I really made it a mission for 2018 to DNF things when I wasn't enjoying it. And so far I have DNF'd 5 books, which is actually pretty good considering how much I've read already. I know looking back that I could have DNF'd a couple more, but you know, I've done my best. The first book that I just couldn't finish was Rising Strong by Brené Brown. Now, I had read Rising Strong before and enjoyed it, but after my miscarriage, I really wanted to read something that would help me, you know, rise up strong after such a horrible, just sad experience. And so I picked this up. And I thought it was gonna help, but it ended up being just too normal. Like a lot of the stuff that she talked about was like, I'm having, you know, arguments with my husband, and, you know, what I was experiencing was extreme grief, and hers was just life, you know, just normal life. And it just wasn't doing it for me. So I put that down. I ended up picking up option B instead, and that actually did help me. So yeah, that was the first book that I DNF'd in 2018. Second, I DNF'd There's Someone in Your House. And this is a YA horror book, and there's just something about YA that I just struggle with it. And this, I found the teenagers extremely annoying. You know, it basically starts out that someone in their school has been murdered, and the teenagers' reaction to it was just like kind of jokey a lot of the time, and I just thought, that's horrific that you're joking around about this. And yeah, I just hated them. I hated them. And I think it's just because I'm in such a different period and time in my life. I don't have anything against teenagers. I just really don't like YA. And yeah, so I was just done with that. I was annoyed reading it. In the first like 2 chapters, I was just like, no, I cannot. Next, I also had to DNF, and I think this happened in the same month, where I DNF'd There's Someone in Your House, and then I also DNF'd America's First Daughter. And this one is historical fiction. I thought I was going to love it. I was so excited. And then I started reading it, and it's from the perspective of, I think, was it Thomas Jefferson's daughter? I can't remember now. It was one of the president's daughters. But it really only seemed like it was like a voyeuristic way of looking into his life. And as a feminist, I wanted that main character, our female main character, to have a life of her own, her thoughts of her own, and I was really disappointed. It was also really rah America, and I just found it just like overkill. It was just too much. So I DNF'd that. I also DNF'd Pray for Silence. Now, I mean, you know that I struggle with detective series, but I loved the first book in this Kate Burkholder series. I think it's called Sworn to Silence. I loved that book. It's very gritty, and so I just thought the rest of the series was going to be amazing too. And I was reading Pray for Silence, and I just didn't feel anything for the characters. I was just not enjoying it. And so I actually had almost all of the whole series on my bookshelves, and I have gotten rid of those. I'm going to just keep looking for other detective series that I can get behind. I'm thinking maybe Karen Slaughter, because I love Karen Slaughter, and I think she writes characters that are so well fleshed out that I think I could get really on board with that. But yes, the Kate Burkholder series had to go, which is too bad, but that's okay. I'd rather move on and find a series that I love, you know, than try and try and try. I just don't want to do that. Reading should be enjoyable, right? So that's that. And then finally, I DNF'd In a Cottage in a Wood by Cass Green. This is the only one that I still have around. And this sounded like so much fun. It's about this woman who is walking alone at night. There's another woman crossing her path. They're both on a bridge. This woman puts something into her hands and jumps off the bridge. And our main character wonders what happens. In the end, the one that jumped off the bridge gives our main character a cottage in a wood. And she gets there, and there are like bars on the windows and stuff. The premise is amazing. The premise sounds so creepy, but I didn't feel scared at all. I didn't feel scared one bit. And I really wanted to feel scared, and it just didn't do anything for me. I think this is almost like a really good way to get into thrillers. If you've never read a thriller before and you are a very, very big scaredy cat, maybe try In a Cottage in a Wood. I am not new to thrillers. I am well acquainted with them, and so I like them to have a lot more violence, and I like grittiness. I like to be scared. You know, if I have to leave my light on at night, you've done a really good job. Not that most thrillers can do that for me, but if they can get anywhere near there, I'm happy. But In a Cottage in a Wood did not do that for me. So that's what I've DNF'd so far this year. Not so bad. Not so bad. Let me know in the comments below if you have DNF'd anything this year. Are you someone that actually can DNF? Or are you someone who's like, I'm just gonna plow through this, I'm just gonna do it? I would love to know, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye guys!